GSP Plus is a tremendous victory which has made a tangible contribution to increase Pakistan's exports to one of the world's biggest markets. In August 2013, Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar was appointed the Governor of Punjab, and he was urged by the export industry of Punjab to escalate the GSP Plus status for Pakistan to help Pakistan gain a competitive edge.
पाकिस्तान की $13.5 बिलियन की टेक्सटाइल की जो एक्सपोर्ट है उसको GSP प्लस ने बहुत बड़ी सपोर्ट दी। 2013 में जब GSP प्लस का केस हुआ तो चौधरी मोहम्मद सरवर साहब गवर्नर पंजाब थे। एप्टमा ने ऑफिशियली आके उनको रिक्वेस्ट की। चौधरी मोहम्मद सरवर ने एज गवर्नर पंजाब पाकिस्तान के ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ा एहसान किया कि उन्होंने वो केस मुकदमा ऐसे ही लड़ा जैसे अपने मुल्क का मुकदमा लड़ने का हक़ था और इस मिट्टी का हक़ अदा किया और GSP प्लस का स्टेटस जो है पाकिस्तान को मिला।
The Governor of Punjab, Chaudhry Mohammad Sarwar, drove a campaign to secure the status of GSP Plus for Pakistan in the European Union Parliament. Generalized scheme of preferences removes import duties from products coming into the European Union market from developing countries, which in turn helps alleviate poverty and boosts the local economy. In October 2013, Mohammad Sarwar visited the United Kingdom and met several members of European Parliament from all parties, including Sajjad Karim, David Martin, and ex-Prime Minister Gordon Brown. In November 2013, Governor Sarwar visited Strasbourg and held one-to-one meetings with 36 members of European Parliament to lobby their support for the GSP Plus status. In January 2014, the Chaudhry Sarwar once again went to several European countries and visited their capitals including Brussels, Berlin, Paris, and met with more than 100 members of European Parliament to solicit their support for GSP Plus for Pakistan. While attending the European Union Parliament session in Brussels, the governor witnessed an overwhelming majority of members of European Parliament voting for the GSP Plus status for Pakistan. An amazing victory for Pakistan's trade, especially when the Indian lobby was vigorously campaigning against Pakistan getting the GSP Plus status. Pakistan was the second country in South and Southeast Asia to receive the trade advantage. Ex-Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif felicitated the Governor Punjab on the success of acquiring the GSP Plus status for Pakistan. In 2018, the European Union and Pakistan emerged as increasingly important trading partners with 34% of Pakistan's exports to the European Union countries. There are several conventions attached to granting the GSP Plus status to a country by the European Union. These include human rights, rights of women, minorities, labor and children, including climate change and freedom of media. The European Union expects all countries to conform to these prerequisites. During the third biennial assessment of GSP Plus in 2019 by European Union, Mohammad Sarwar once again had to go for marathon meetings with over 30 members of European Parliament, as there was an indication that the GSP Plus may not be retained by Pakistan due to non-conformance of 27 key conventions. After rigorous meetings and lobbying by the governor, Pakistan was again confirmed the retention of GSP Plus till December 2022. In December 2019, Dr. Fabio Castaldo visited Pakistan on the invitation of Governor Punjab, where the focus was to expedite progress on 27 conventions and to ensure that Pakistan retained its GSP Plus status. Dr. Fabio was also honored with an honorary doctorate by the University of Punjab. On May 13, 2020, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran said, Pakistan's trade has benefited from the European Union's GSP Plus agreement. We intend to continue working to fulfill our commitments under the 27 international conventions with special focus on human rights. As part of European Union's continuous monitoring of the 27 conventions, Pakistan's fourth biennial review of GSP Plus status started in 2020. On 30th April 2021, the European Parliament adopted 3 resolutions calling for a review of the GSP Plus status to Pakistan in view of an alarming increase in delay in judicial process of deciding blasphemy cases, rising numbers of attacks on journalists, repeated attacks against French authorities by radical groups. PM Imran Khan chaired a meeting of senior cabinet members to discuss these EU resolutions in May 2021, where it was agreed for Governor Punjab to visit European Union and lobby parliamentarians. At this time, Chaudhry Sarwar also received a formal invite by Dr. Fabio Castaldo, Vice President, European Union, to visit Brussels to brief European Union parliamentarians on the status of 27 GSP Plus conventions and latest situation in Afghanistan. In October 2021, Mohammad Sarwar went to Brussels, where he met with several vice presidents of European Parliament, including Dr. Fabio Castaldo, more than 36 MEPs, chairman and members of International Trade Committee and chairman Human Rights, in a bid to win their support for Pakistan to retain the GSP Plus status till 2023. MEP Mr. Bernard Guetta appreciated the governor's briefing on Pakistan's efforts in protecting civil rights of all citizens and for Afghanistan to have an inclusive government. During his stopover in Hungary, Chaudhry Sarwar met with MEPs for retention of GSP Plus and invited the Hungarian Prime Minister to Pakistan on behalf of PM Imran Khan. He thanked the Hungarians for their cooperation in agriculture and restoration of artwork by Hungarian artist August Schaft, whose work is currently displayed in the Lahore Fort. The visit ended in Italy, where Mohammad Sarwar met with Mayor of Cremona, Mr. Gianluca, ex-Mayor Milano, Mr. Colombo, senators and other notable officials, and reiterated importance of GSP Plus and emphasized Pakistan's role in Afghanistan's peace process. He also highlighted ongoing brutalities and human rights violations against Muslims in Kashmir and Palestine. Chaudhry Sarwar appreciated EU parliamentarians and vice presidents for their support and assurance of full cooperation to Pakistan for retention of GSP Plus till 2023, including enhancement of bilateral trade pivotal to Pakistan's economic growth. In Pakistan in November 2021, Mohammad Sarwar met with the European Union monitoring delegation who were visiting Pakistan for 4th biennial review of GSP Plus status and conformity of 27 key conventions. They left with a positive note for Pakistan.
गवर्नर पंजाब चौधरी सरवर साहब ने टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री के लिए GSP प्लस का स्टेटस लिया, उसमें टेक्सटाइल्स को बेनिफिट हुआ और ड्यूटी फ्री एक्सेस में दी यूरोप में। तो हम इस सिलसिले में चौधरी साहब के बड़े शुक्रगुजार हैं कि उन्होंने राइस इंडस्ट्री को और राइस सेक्टर को हमेशा पैट्रनाइज किया और उसकी तरक्की में और उसकी जो आज हम 2 बिलियन प्लस डॉलर की एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, तो उस 2 अरब की डॉलर की एक्सपोर्ट में चौधरी सरवर साहब की बड़ी कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन है।
I'm Mohammad Gilmore, I'm the European Union Special Representative for Human Rights, and I'm in Pakistan to talk with the government of Pakistan about the GSP Plus trade relationship. Imports to the European Union under GSP Plus from Pakistan have almost doubled since 2014. The amount of tax or tariffs that is foregone by the European Union amounts to around 500 million euros a year. And the issues that we will be looking at when that reapplication takes place will be labour rights, levels of pay, minimum wage, employment contracts. We will be looking at the commitments that have already been made for GSP as it stands at the moment, and we will be looking at the human rights record of the country. I'm delighted to be here to talk in person with the Governor of Punjab to discuss this issue, and I'd like to thank him for his welcome to me.
Thank you, Mr. Gilmore, and I want to say that Pakistan has hugely benefited from GSP Plus status, and we have tried our hard to make sure that all those 27 conventions which were attached to this grant of GSP Plus, and I'm very pleased that Androla is with us. She is a great supporter of Pakistan, and sometimes she tells me through text message what needs to be done, and I try my best to do it.
Having been here an ambassador for the European Union in Pakistan, I have followed very closely both the progress and some of the difficulties that Pakistan has been facing in meeting the requirements, and I have to say that we have worked closely also with the governor in certain cases to avoid problems before they arose, and I'm very happy and I'm very glad for this cooperation we've had.
Due to the sincere efforts of Chaudhry Sarwar in promoting economic prosperity and the soft image of Pakistan, congratulations, Pakistan has done it again.